Welcome to a special edition of Fast Trax. Now, recently we dropped by Gilles Peterson's Brownswood HQ to catch up with the man himself and not only find out about what's going on in Brownswood, but also to check out his latest compilation, Gilles Peterson in the House.
Hello, this is Gilles Peterson. Welcome to Pete Tong's Fast Trax. You are currently in Brownswood HQ. I'm currently trying to fill an iPod for the first time in my life. I've got an iPod and I have iTunes. And now I'm trying to work out how to put that into that. Brownswood Records is my new record label. It was originally a label which I gave the name to for a group of DJs called United Future Organisation back in the early 90s. It was set up for strictly Japanese releases, and then they decided not to continue anymore. But I like the name, I like the concept, and I thought I'm going to take the name that I gave them back off them. So I called it Brownswood. They weren't that unhappy about it. I thought they might be a bit annoyed, but then I thought, well, I gave them the name in the first place, so how can they be? And I've signed a couple of really cool artists, interesting artists. I've signed a guy called Jose James. Tristan, have you got the Jose James album there? Pass it over. There. We're on film. We're on the film. There you go. Jose James. Vinyl. Thank you very much. And it looks good on vinyl. He's Jose James. And he's from Brooklyn, and there's a nice buzz about him. It's kind of quite low-key, quite reflective jazz music, but with a contemporary edge, without sounding like a publicity cliche. But he's really good, and he's got real talent, brilliant live, and he's already working on his new album. And then the other artist I've got is a guy called Ben Westbeach, who you will know, I'm sure. And he's just working on his second album as well, which I understand is going to be a bit more in the Pete Tong area, whatever that area is. So a little bit less live, a little bit more programmed, a bit more up-tempo, and I think it's going to be quite good. I think that's really what's come out of him touring for the last year. He's got a really good band, and they've really been just like rocking it hard all over the place, all over the world actually, and doing really well. So I think he's making an album that's going to represent that energy that he's found. Yeah, loads of other things. Brownswood Bubbles Volume 3, 4, 5. I'm doing an album called Gilles Peterson in Japan, which has taken me years to do actually. I need to do it. That's why I'm saying it, because I haven't done it yet. But I'm saying it because I need to force myself to do it. Gilles Peterson in Japan. It was meant to come out in March, but it might come out in October now. The new one I've just done for Defected, it's called Gilles Peterson in the House, and it's a triple CD set. I'm very proud of it. It's just come out a week or so ago. Apparently it's done okay. Apparently it's done almost as well as Louis Vega, but not as well as Bob Sinclair. But that, I suppose, isn't inevitable, isn't it? But anyway, 3 CDs, much better music though. Much better music than any of those, even Louis Vega's, all Jazzy Jeff. I mean, Jazzy Jeff's good DJ and everything, but come on. Selection, you've got to come to Peterson. 3 CDs, 1 CD of contemporary house type stuff, ranging from slower, 115, is that house music? 115 beats per minute? Well, kind of. 115 BPM, sort of, you know, Larry Heard's, Wahoo, bit of Germanism, and then we kind of build up a little bit of vocal house stuff, bit of sort of, you know, New York, you know, sort of Chicago type, bit of jacking. And then it kind of goes a bit trendy. It does go a bit trendy. It goes a little bit sort of Eastern European, sort of, you know, Marion Vidic, and a little bit of Arme type stuff. You know that kind of slightly minimal, but still quite trancey, but not in a bad way, in a sort of tribal way. Nice, you know, up and down vibes. And then it finishes off on a really weird version of a track called Thank You. But not weird, very good, a sort of jazz version, but with a house vocal. So I suppose, you know, Gilles Peterson in the house. CD2 is just old school. This is the CD everyone seems to be saying to me is the best bit, which is a bit disappointing for me because it's the predictable CD. It's the CD that sort of sounds like, I don't know, the funky room at Pasha if it was good down there. It's got Rufus and Chaka Khan, it's got kind of some old jazz funk bits that Pete Tong will love, I know that. His heritage and mine, you know, going back to the gold mine, DJs like Chris Hill, Steve Walsh, Cat's Whiskers in Streatham, back to 1983, 84, before everything went weird, when everyone went to Ibiza and changed everything. This is like our heritage. So there's a lot of that in CD2. And then for CD3 I thought, well, maybe what we could do, which is going to be different to everybody else, because most people, they do kind of mix CD1 to CD2 and then unmix CD3. How boring. So what we thought was, we'll do the unmixed tracks on vinyl, because that's what the DJs want. Or maybe they don't, because I don't think many DJs are playing vinyl anymore, but we need to keep supporting the vinyl. So that's why we've done the non-mixed tracks on vinyl for the real nerds, and then 3 double packs, I think, or even triple packs. There won't be many left of those in the future, so take them, because vinyl will become a rarity. I mean, really it will. So don't think that, oh, it's over. It's going to be like something that doesn't seem very cool at the moment, but in about 10 years' time, you'll be very happy that you bought volume 1, 2, and 3 of Gilles Peterson in the House on vinyl from 2008. CD3, forget the DJ versions, has got purely exclusive tracks from different DJs from around the world. Charisma, Sneak, you know, a bunch of people. I've done a couple of edits on there. I did a track with Switch, Solid Groove, Dave, you know, currently doing, I know I can't say what he's doing, but he's doing some good stuff. So yeah, triple CD, Gilles Peterson in the House. I reckon it's really good. The great thing about Brownswood here is that I do a lot of radio from here. I do a show which is syndicated to different countries around the world. And I have a studio, all my music's here basically, you know, and so it's really easy to do stuff and just to, you know, do stuff on the spur of the moment. You need to be clear about the music though, that's the one thing you've got to do. You can't just sort of put any music on a podcast. So, you know, I tend to do label things or just work around what artists are doing, playing their music. This year we've done a Benga, we've done a J Electronica, a 2 Banks of 4, just about to do an Aaron. Oh no, I've done an Aaron Jerome. So yeah, I've done quite a few. I'm trying to do them every week, every couple of weeks. And it's just another way you can get deeper on a podcast. You know, if you do a regular radio show, you've got 2 hours and you've got to basically try and just spread it out and just do a good radio show. But with a podcast, you can get really specialist. If you want to just talk to the artist for an hour without any music, you can do that, you know. I mean, that's really boring to some people, but to me, that's fascinating. So I think it just takes specialising to a new level of depth. I do a festival, it's our 3rd edition this year. And it takes place in a small town pretty near to Montpellier in the southwest of France. It's kind of like, it's a little town called Sète, S-E-T-E, and it's about, I don't know, 200 kilometres from Barcelona, 50 kilometres from Montpellier. Beautiful little village, fishing village town, and they've got a really good venue there, like a theatre overlooking the sea, and there's a really great lighthouse where we do a festival outside. We do an outdoor club thing. It's the first weekend of July this year for 3 days, and it's really worth going. It's a nice little thing. It's about 2,000-3,000 people, not too big. And we also do these satellite festivals around the place. We're doing one in Singapore in May. For 3 days. We're going to take in Zouk, going to do a warehouse party and do a beach party there as well. So again, lots of different people performing at all the festivals. We've got people well known like Kruder and Dorfmeister, DJs like Sinbad, we've got Madlib doing it, we've got Little Dragon, Jose Gonzalez, bunch of bands, you know, well known, not all jazzy, not all dancey necessarily. We've got some sort of French folky things. We had Sébastien Tellier last year, Gonzalez, people like that. So it's really interesting, and it's just nice just trying to kind of mix the club culture with the live sort of thing. But it's not for camping, no camping. It's not like English festivals at all. It's hotels, nice places to stay. I'm not quite sure how many festivals I'm going to be doing this summer. I'm sure I'm going to do the Big Chill and Festival, and there's a new one that Rob the Bank's doing, which I'm doing. I think it's called Camp Dorset or Camp Festival or something like that anyway, but it's in Dorset. Doing that one. Quite a few in Europe, I can't remember what. Check out my MySpace or check out GilesPetersonWorldwide.com. There you can find the podcasts, but on my MySpace you can get my date sheet.
I'm afraid that's all we've got time for this week. I will see you again in 7 days' time.